Okay, time for a hot, strong cup of coffee. And when I'm talking about hot, strong cup of coffee, I'm not talking about me this time, okay? We're literally making a cup of coffee. I just got off a call with a client. I'm gonna use some lion's mane mushrooms. Lion's mane, mycelium. These are mushrooms. I'm also going to use some turkey tail powder, which is also mushrooms. I'm showing you guys my secret to a good cup of coffee in Bali. I am also going to use some ashwagandha powder. This is the same powder that they use in ashwagandha capsules, but we're just using the powder straight. I am also going to use, I know, this potion is like no other. This is the goddess potion to the best cup of coffee in the world, okay? I'm also going to use some chicory root, okay, in my coffee. The best. And just so you know, like none of these really have a flavor. You have to use a whole lot of it for it to taste nasty. It does not taste nasty. All you're gonna taste is your coffee. And I'm gonna use some pure vanilla extract. I just fill my cap and pour it into the cup. I am also, I didn't show you guys, but I already used my oat milk. And I am going to use some condensed sweetened milk. Just a little, because my coffee is definitely going to be strong. And we want it to be delicious and also sweet. So let me show you where my coffee pot is. We're just in a little space. So my coffee pot along with my teapot are over here on the nightstand. Because we only have so many outlets here, okay? So the coffee is steaming, honey. It is steaming. Again, we're talking about the actual coffee. We're not talking about me this time. So we pour the coffee here. Look it. And we're stirring all of our goodness in there. The mushrooms, the extract, the vanilla extract, the condensed milk, the oat milk. We're gonna taste the ashwagandha. And sometimes the ashwagandha, it doesn't dissolve real quick. So you can see little pieces like that in there. That's okay. You stir it until it does dissolve. As stated before, this is the absolute best freaking cup of coffee in the world. So just so you guys see my space, this little kitchen is here and the bathroom is here. This is the bathroom sink. And this is the kitchen sink. Now, normally, I am staying in these beautiful private villas, right? But recently, I took a little staycation and went over to another city, which I absolutely love. Y'all probably didn't even realize when I was creating the content that I was in another city. But the city is called Ahmed, or the Regency, I should say. It's called Ahmed. And I went over there for about a month and a half, and there's no sense in paying rent here and paying rent there, which you can do that. You can bounce around here in Indonesia in so many different regencies. You're not obligated, you know, you're not on a contract with any of these places. So I let the place go here in Ubud, and I went to Ahmed for a month and a half. And then I had a guest come into Bali that I showed around Bali. So I was bouncing around then too. But now I'm here. I'm here and I'm looking for a villa again. I need more space to create some sexy content. I need a little more privacy, but you guys, I love this place. I love this place because it is what is called a guest house. So I'm staying at a guest house, although I have my private little kitchen, as you can see. Let me rinse my hands off. I have my private little bathroom. They clean every day. So they come into the room, they clean my room every day. I have, this is my workspace, so you guys can see. My refrigerator here. My 5-gallon water. Hold on one second. So I buy my own food. But they do provide breakfast if you would like it, which I don't. I like to... The breakfast, quite honestly, is nothing to write home about. But I like to make my own breakfast because my breakfast be amazing, okay? And this is my work area. And then of course outside is a beautiful sitting area where I also like to work. And I just wanted to share with you like where I'm at and what I'm doing and how I'm doing. And I'm a sucker. I am a sucker for a mosquito net. Y'all see my mosquito net? I made up my own bed this morning because I had a call with a client. And I'm sitting here, and of course the camera is facing the bed, and I didn't want it to look all junky like I just got out of it, so I made up my bed. But they will, when I leave here today, they will come in the room and they'll clean it. They'll clean it for me. And let me show you my sitting area. This is the first time I'm going outside today. This is my sitting area. And next door, on the other side of this, is someone else in another guest room. So yeah, I like it here for the fact that it's so peaceful. And sometimes the human element I miss when I'm by myself. Even though I do love my alone time, I love my time to myself, by myself. But just to have that human element sometimes, you know, that feels like family. Like the family that owns this. I see them every day. And they're very concerned, you know, like, hey, where you going? How you doing? You know, very accommodating. So I do love that. And it feels good to have that sometimes. And then other times, I don't want to see anyone. I don't want to talk to anyone. I just want to be by myself, you know. But yeah. It's kind of the best of both worlds. Right now, I'm in a world where I'm just taking it easy. I'm taking it easy. And I'm not rushing things. Although I want to have my own space and my own place, I know that I can at any given time. But there's no urgency behind it. When I feel aligned, when I feel like, okay, this feels comfortable, it's not that bad, then I'm learning to relax. I'm learning to sit down. I'm learning to be still. Because most of the time it's like, no, I gotta have it this way. I've always had it this way. It has to look like this. And sometimes it's not gonna look the same way that it has always looked. It's not gonna be the same. And it's okay because it can feel good either way. It can feel good out of the box and uncomfortable, but it can also feel good comfortable. It can feel good doing things the same way, but it can also feel good doing things differently. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to enjoy all of it. I'm trying to enjoy all of it and learn how to love it all, take it all in, and understand that I am right where I need to be, right where I'm supposed to be. It doesn't have to look the way it always has. And these days, shit don't look like it used to look anymore. Like, these days, it's like, oh, this is different. This is different for me. At least in my case. I don't know about y'all. But in my case, shit looks real different. Again, not necessarily a bad thing. But I think at a certain age, we think it's a bad thing when the income that we used to make is not the same. We think it's a bad thing when our activity, our movement, our goings-ons are not the same. We think it's a bad thing when the people in our lives that used to be there have now moved out of our lives, or we've moved them out of our lives. We think it's a bad thing that the things that we used to enjoy, we no longer enjoy. We think it's a bad thing when we should really just be feeling. We should be in our heart space. We should be feeling like, how does this feel? How does this feel? Does it feel easy? Does it feel good? Does it feel like knowing? Does it feel like being? Because if it does, then hey, why not just be? So that's where I am, going with the flow. I'm safe. I'm safe. I'm at peace. I am healthy. I am thriving. I'm having the best cup of coffee in the world. right? I don't know what is going on with my skin, child. I don't know what's going on with my head, child. But I already washed my face. It just looks real. I don't know. I washed my face and it still look, my towel is still a little dirty. Anyway, I'm gonna put a little makeup on to make a video that I was inspired, like it woke me up out of my sleep. I was thinking about this and I guess I'll share it with you guys. I was thinking about how oftentimes powerful individuals like myself, like you, we have turned down for years trying to be liked, trying to make ourselves digestible, right? Trying to fit into these small boxes, and I don't know. Let me just tell you what I have done. For many years, I always say this, and I don't want you guys to think it's a pity party, because it's not a pity party. It is the truth. It is my truth. For many years, trying to fit into a box where I played small to make it comfortable for others to be around me, right? To make myself digestible. Make myself, into these little small pieces and small compartments, and make everybody around me believe. Maybe if they believe that I'm just like them, then they'll accept me more. But guess what? I'm not just like them. I wasn't created to be like them. You weren't created to be like them. You are different. You are powerful. They saw your power before you saw your power. So that's why nobody ever really supported you. Nobody really ever helped you. There were a lot of people who felt like you were a threat. They saw that in you, and you didn't even see it in yourself. They saw it in you. So why not just accept the fact that you're different? Why not just accept the fact that you're not like them? You're not like them. Why not why not lean into that power? I think you would be so much more happy if you just began to lean into what they see. Because you can't change it. You cannot change it. If you just lean into who you were created to be, your life would be so much more at peace. Be that bitch. Be that bitch. Be that badass, because that's what they see anyway. So when you're trying to tiptoe, first of all, it's making it very uncomfortable for you, because that ain't who you are. You're not a tiptoer. You're not a damsel in distress. You're not somebody who is not amazing. You are amazing. And other people see that amazement in you. They see your power. So the more you try to tiptoe and play small, look at me, I'm just like you. I'm just like you. I don't know why you guys don't like me. I don't know why you guys are holding me to a higher standard. I don't know why you guys are always in my ass, on my ass. When other people do the exact same thing that I do, you ain't got nothing to say. But when it comes to me, you're holding me to a higher standard. And hey, I need help. I need support. Why are y'all always coming to me for the help and support? Why are you always expecting that I'm big money? They even call you that. Hey, big money. Hey, big money, I'm trying to get like you. Hey, big money, I know you got a lot of men in your life. I know you got a lot. You know, they making these huge assumptions about you, and they ain't even true. They're making these assumptions because that's just how you carry yourself. You carry yourself like royalty. You carry yourself strong. You carry yourself like a winner. So that's what they see. So ain't no need of you trying to fit into these cute little boxes. No need for that. You can't fit. Come out of the damn box. You don't fit there. You don't belong there. You don't even look right in that box. Get out of there. Get out of that damn box and step up on your platform. Step up on that platform. That platform is you. Everybody doesn't belong on the platform. It is created for you. So the more you're running from it, the more uncomfortable your life is going to be, because that's not your life. Your life is great. Your life is strong. Your life is resilient. Your life is talent. Your life is a boss. Why not be that? Why not just be what your life is? Why not just be that? You can't be anything else. You have tried it for too long. You can't be anything else. Imagine just leaning into that. Lean into the bad guy. Lean into it. That's what they think. Lean into it. Lean into the bad guy without even being bad. I'm not saying be the bad guy. I'm saying lean into that. That's what they see. Wow, taller. Yeah. You see it? Yeah. Yeah. You see it? You calling me big money? All right. You see it? Claim that. Claim that. Make that your claim to fame with every measure. Oh, tasting your teardrop stains, yeah. I was cold as ice long ago, baby, baby. I wasn't very nice, you know. Sugar, sugar, sugar. Then I taste your lips and you turn on my fire, baby. Now you show me what love could do with every measure, baby. Feel it coming through, and I thank you, baby. You turn on my Why don't you stop fitting yourself into digestible boxes, digestible pieces? I mean, you've done this for so many years and it hasn't worked for you. because you are not meant to be digested. You are meant to show up and be the badass that you were created to be. So what?
One person cares, one person donates, and one person cares, and one.
So we have made it back to our room, and originally I set out today to go to this cute little cafe that is very close to where I stay so that they could come in and do the cleaning, which they did come in and do the cleaning. But when I went to the cafe, so the other day I went to this cafe. The intentions were to go to one cafe, but come to find out, the cafe I was going to opened another cafe, a brand new cafe, a month ago next door. So I went in there and there was nobody there. It was like me and one other person. And y'all know how I feel about that aloneness, right? Being by myself. Y'all know how I feel about that. I don't know what it is. It's just like, it's hard to describe. But it was just like, it was empty in there and everything was new. The aesthetics were really cute. And ironically, they had this cute little couch. I will insert here. They had this cute little couch. Just this whole seating area that matched the aesthetic of my planner. And I know y'all probably thinking, Mo, you know, we see you trying to sell your planner, girl. You trying to sell your planner to us. This is more than a planner. By the way, this is what I call life's elevated playbook. It helps the powerful be organized and on top of their game, okay? But anyway, I wanted to take pictures because Bali, everything in Bali has a beautiful backdrop. Like whether you're out in nature, whether you're in a beautiful villa, it's just the perfect place to take video and photos of anything and make it even more beautiful, right? But it just happened to be like this cute little pink area, and they had fresh roses and everything set up already, as if the universe was saying, girl, bring that in here, sit down, take some photos, create some content. So that was yesterday. So today I was like, you know what? I'm going to go back over to that cafe. I'm going to dress in white because I didn't get any footage of myself, you know, and I was like, while I have this makeup on, let me take advantage of the fact that I'm wearing makeup and extend the content where I am included, because a lot of times you get more engagement and more views if you are actually in the content rather than just an object being in the content, right? So I was like, let me go and sit on this cute little couch with my white on and take some photos of myself and take some video of me reading my beautiful Power Planner, and then create like a reel or a short story or something, you know, where I can advertise the planner. Child, went over there, somebody else was already sitting in the area. So I sat there and I sat there and I sat there. I said, maybe she'll leave, you know. And she didn't leave the whole time I was there, and I kept getting sleepy. I was so sleepy. I was like, you know what? I need to go take a nap. Because I ate a fabulous breakfast this morning, a real hearty breakfast. So I wasn't hungry to be in the cafe eating anything. I did have half cup of cappuccino, but my stomach was still full, so I couldn't even drink all of the coffee. I had my coffee here. Yeah, so I was like, let me get up. Let me just go back to the villa. What are we calling this? Let me go back to the guest house and let me take a nap. I'm just gonna relax because I am so sleepy. I did get up early this morning because I did have a client this morning online. And yeah, I'm just really sleepy. But what I wanna talk to you about is something that I hit on briefly, and that is aloneness. That is being by myself, and how I really over the years have learned to enjoy my alone time. I'm not like the average people who get lonely. I never really get lonely. I never really crave being in a crowd of people or around people, but I am social. I am a social butterfly for about 2 to 3 hours, maybe 2 days in a row I could do. But after that, my social battery is completely depleted, and I have to go back into my cocoon and I have to recharge. And don't let the energy be negative, honey. It takes me a long time to recover from other people's negative energy, okay? A long time. So I have just really prided myself on going it alone. A lot of times I realize that has been a trauma response. It was a trauma response stemming from when I was younger. You know, going into my bedroom for punishment became my safe space. And I learned to be on my own and make believe and be in my head and be in my thoughts and, you know, be really self-reflective in that alone time. And as an adult, I appreciate it even more. I remember as a teenager, I was so, you know, you don't know who you are. You don't know yourself. You don't know, you know what I'm saying? You don't know how you're supposed to fit in. If you fit in, you just want to fit in. And I always wanted to fit in. So I used to gravitate to anybody that showed me a little bit of attention for, you know, whatever their ulterior motives were. And I remember my mother always telling me, those are not your friends. That girl ain't none of your friend. Don't bring that girl back here. That ain't your friend. Everybody ain't your friend. And I also remember having the conversation with her, like, Mama, why your friends don't be coming over your house like my friends, and they be having, they mamas be having company all the time. And she was like, keep on living. Keep on living. You gonna learn. You gonna learn. And the older I have gotten, the more I understand, like, you can't surround yourself by everybody, and you can't assume that everybody is your friend. And everybody does not have your best intentions at heart. Some people just want to suck off your energy. They just want to be around you for what they can get, how they can benefit. And some people don't understand how powerful you are and how your energy, your light will shed real bright on their darkness. So that in itself is not equally yoked. Like y'all not, you know, you're not on the same frequency. Anyway, I got a word today. I actually got this word a few days ago, but it was confirmed today. I heard a message, and the message was, in this next season, you can't go it alone. You're going to need people. Ooh, that scared me. That scared me because of the fact that I have depended on myself and learned to depend on myself. And if anything goes wrong, I have myself to blame. No one else. If everything goes right, I have myself to celebrate because you did it all on your own, girl. Nobody helped you. Nobody gave you a helping hand. You know what I'm saying? Like you did that. So the message that I heard was, in this next season, you are going to need other people. Where you're trying to go, you cannot get there alone. So I'm going to share this with you. And you know, when I originally made the video talking to my fan base, because I was talking to my fan base a few days ago when it dropped down in my spirit, I made a GoFundMe, you guys. I am the type of person who never asks for help. I never ask for help. It hurts to ask for help. I don't want nobody telling me no, for one. And for two, asking for help has always, in my mind, been a sign of weakness. In most people's mind, it's a sign of weakness, but it's not. It's actually a sign of power. So I made a GoFundMe because I have really been wanting to. Have I been wanting to, or am I being called to? I think I've been wanting to go home. I've been wanting to go back to the States. And going back to the States was a hard no for me in the beginning. Like, no, I don't want the responsibilities. No, I don't want to have to do X, Y, and Z to fit in. No, we're not going back to the States. But I realized over the past probably 2 years, even the last time I was there, I was in a rush to get back here because it seemed so difficult to be in the States anymore. It seemed so difficult to fit in. It seemed so difficult to function without getting caught up in the consumerism again, without getting caught up in the matrix again. It seemed so difficult to be at peace. It seemed so difficult to just chill, relax, slow down, live. This life that I have learned to appreciate so well, trying to do this life in the United States seemed like it was putting a puzzle piece into the wrong square. Like I was trying to force it and it just wasn't going. So at that point it was just like, this ain't gonna work. Let me get back to Bali. Came back here. And now I'm realizing everything that I need in order for my business to thrive in the way that I need it to thrive, and my health. I injured myself 2 years ago, my knee. And the last time I was in the United States, I let them pump it full of steroids and it made my knee worse. And every day I'm in pain. Some days it's less pain depending on what I eat. Some days it's less inflamed, but every time it is inflamed, it also triggers my back because I'm walking different. I'm walking slower. My gait is off. My steps are off. So one always triggers the other. And I realize that I am not getting any younger. And I also realize that my grandchildren, one of you have mentioned how to balance being a grandmother and a mother, you know, with this life. It's difficult. I thought that I would be able to be away like all my life, for the rest of my life. In fact, when I was in the US, I told everybody, I was like, this might be the last time you guys see me because I am not coming back here. I literally said that. I said that to the top of the mountain, honey. So much so that one of my good friends flew down to Las Vegas to visit me for a few days because I said this is gonna probably be the last time you see me. And I thought that was so nice that he actually came down. Long friend, long. We've been friends for so long. We raised our kids, we grew up together, but not together. You know what I'm saying? Like, we went through our growing pains together. Like, we leaned on each other together. We leaned on parenthood. He was a single father. I was a single mother. And we've been friends for a very long time. So I told him, I was like, look, this is the last time I'll be in the States. So if you care anything about your friend, you'll come down and see your friend before I go back overseas. So I'm just saying, you know, I really was hard set on not ever being back in the United States, but I realized that I may have to eat those words. The thing is, you guys, if I'm honest, it's going to be difficult for me to set up there, for me to hire trainers and I'm sorry, I've skipped a step. I not only want to heal my body and get back to my fighting weight and get back to, you know, that body that I'm used to, the body that I came to Bali in originally, which it ain't gonna be the original make and model, honey, because it has gotten some miles on it, okay? It has a few miles on it. But at least in a healthier state. I love the way my body looks when it is tight, when it is toned, when I'm in the gym, when I'm muscular, when I'm, you know, walking around at 200, 210. Right now, I am about probably 230, 240. Last time I got on the scale, I was 242. I feel like I've lost some weight since then. But a tight, toned 215 at the most is what I want to be. And I want to get my body training again. And I know I need help. I need help to rehab my knee. I'm going to need help to set up a comfortable accommodations to be there until I can get on my feet. So I was led to make a GoFundMe. Now, it's one thing to make it, but it's another thing to talk about it and to tell people, hey, can you donate to it? So I went to my fan pages first and told them the story. You guys are my biggest platform. This is where I'm at, and this is where I would like to go, and I need your help. But when I got that confirmation today, because I was like, oh, shit, I ain't telling nobody else. I ain't going to tell nobody else. Because they didn't go flooding to the GoFundMe. So I was like, I'm just not going to tell nobody else. Girl, that ain't even you. Like, why are you asking people to help you? You don't do that. And I was really kind of like over it. And then I got that message today. Nah, sis. You've been relying on you for years. That ain't necessarily the right way. Remember we had that talk earlier? The things that you've always done a certain way ain't always gonna be the way. Sometimes you gotta pivot. Sometimes you gotta change voluntarily or involuntarily. But it's okay either way. Sometimes things are going to be different. And I told y'all, I am learning how to honor the difference. I'm learning how to ask for help. So with that being said, there are a couple of ways that I'm going to ask for your help. One being, y'all know me. I know how to get out there and do it. I'm going to do it. I want to get the momentum rolling on introducing my beautiful products to you, which is my Power Playbook and my Permission to Prosper affirmation cards. I'm so proud of these two. I am so proud of these two. And this is not just a planner. This is a work of art, baby. I created this. I also am understanding that my skin is needing my products again. You guys have requested my products. Like, when are you gonna bring the products back? Everything that I need to thrive on, to get the ball rolling, to get, the training wheels off. Because it's been 5 years since and I know when I go back to the US, I have to have my own. I have to have my privacy. I told y'all, like, my peace of mind is everything, And, yeah, I'm going to need help setting all of that up, getting my health back together, getting my body back together, getting my mind back together, getting my business up and running again. So, anyway, I'm going to end the vlog here. Thank you for watching. If you've come all the way to the end, I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. And if you are someone who, and I'm only talking to those of you who can and who are able to help, who are willing to help, I have my GoFundMe. It is going to be in the description box. And I guess until I make this happen, I'm going to keep talking about it. Because I did get that confirmation today. But in the meantime, until the next time, I'm going to take a nap. You be fit, be fierce, be fabulous, healthy is the new sexy. Bye, you guys.